Well, good morning to you and happy Monday. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, grab that rain gear as you start your work week because we are watching that rain returning for us already this morning, and it's going to stay with us for the majority of our week. But we are going to be looking at some cooler temperatures as this cold front brings in, again, the rain, the clouds, and just cooler temperatures overall, but also breezy conditions for us really by the middle of the week. But in terms of the fog this morning, it's not too bad across the area. We're dealing with the lowest visibility in Florence at 4.5 miles. But again, across much of the area, what we're really seeing, the biggest impacts for your morning commute, it's going to be the rain and it's going to be the clouds. We are seeing that rain moving along the I-5 corridor up from the Umpqua Basin into the Willamette Valley, into the Cascades as well. And then also the rain being pushed inland along the central coast. So that's actually where that cold front is positioned, way out further to the west, and that's going to push inland today and bring that rain more onshore. Now, as for temperatures this morning, we're in the upper 50s. Here in Eugene, we're currently at 58 degrees. Roseburg at 61, and Corvallis set a cooler 55 degrees. Now, as we go throughout today, we're not going to warm up too much because of that rain and cloud cover. So highs today here in Eugene are going to be at 64 degrees, 65, and Roseburg 65 as well, and Elkton. Now, compare that to average. We typically warm up to the low to mid 70s this time of year. Yesterday, we warmed up a bit more, but we're not going to get anywhere close to either of those today just because of the rain and cloud cover. So let's time things out. So as we continue throughout our morning, the central coast along US 101, you're going to get the majority of the rain for the first half of the day. But eventually, by lunchtime, we start to watch that rain being pushed in. It's going to move all the way to the Cascades. So we're going to get a decent coverage here in the Willamette Valley and in the Umpqua Basin, really between, I think, around 11 to 4 o'clock or so. But then the rain gets a little bit more isolated in nature. We have a few isolated showers, but then we are going to be looking at more rain moving into tomorrow as another cold front's going to sweep through and bring us another round of rain across the area for our Tuesday. So this is great news considering we do need the rainfall, but we are going to keep temperatures a bit cooler for the first half of the week until we get towards the end of the week where you can see maybe temperatures bumping up a bit more. But in terms of how much rain we're expecting the majority of the rain along the central coast, but any rain we can get, it's going to be a good thing just considering how dry we are. Hopefully we can see some improvements where we have that severe drought, of course, here in Eugene and just a lot of the Willamette Valley seeing very dry conditions. So looking at that forecast for today, the central coast, you're going to be in the low 60s with that rain continuing throughout today, and then temperatures only start to again really stay in those low 60s for the majority of the week. For the Umpqua Basin, a very similar story. You've got that high rain chance of today, drops off a bit more tomorrow and Wednesday, but you should be dry by Thursday with temperatures returning back to those lower 70s. And then for the Cascades, you're also going to be tracking the majority of the rain moving in today with temperatures low to mid 50s. But by the end of the week, once the rain clears out, you will be warming up to the upper 50s once again. And then for us here in the Willamette Valley, continuing to track that rain all the way up until Thursday. Today does look to be the wettest, and temperatures stay in the 60s. But once the rain clears out, we should warm up to those upper 60s, low 70s by the weekend.